Looking at the impact artificial intelligence is having on our lives, we've discussed how it could make advertising more engaging, save lives during natural disasters, and produce medicines of the future more quickly. We even saw it ringing the closing bell here on Wednesday. But some others differ in the excitement that we're seeing right now. Roger Schank is an AI expert and the CEO of Socratic Arts. Great to have you with us, sir.
Thank you.
You've worked in artificial intelligence or around this sphere for a long time. You've seen the ebbs and flows.
50 years, easily.
You've seen the ebbs and flows of excitement. What do you make of the current excitement that we're seeing?
Well, I've lived through it before. In the 80s, there was this AI hype. I was on CNN then, too. I was on every television. I was in every magazine. They were overblowing it. They were making up stuff that wasn't going to happen anytime soon, and they're doing it again.
Why? Because you know what? You've gone back to the 80s there. Technology's developed quite dramatically. Computer science has developed quite dramatically. Why isn't this different?
Well, because AI is a subject which people like to use the name, but they don't know what they're talking about. AI means an attempt to model human intelligence.
Right.
And what they mean when they say AI now is a computer program.
Okay. So what you're saying is there's a human element that will always be needed. So a computer can help facilitate the analysis of data, but when you've got the result of that analysis, a human mind is always going to have to make a judgment call.
No, I'm not making that statement. As an AI person, I hope that someday there will be AI. I'm just telling you, it isn't there now.
What will make it? What will get us there?
Well, the difference is, for example, when you hear AI wins at chess, all right, and I used to argue about this in the 60s.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? And the answer was, we just want to show we can do it. Okay, great. But we don't need it. No one needs a chess-playing program that wins. And what you want to do is study how humans play chess to see what they're thinking and how they invent new moves and how they think of ideas. And they're not doing that. What they're doing is very fast computing. So they can calculate like crazy and beat a person who can't calculate it that fast. It doesn't tell us anything about intelligence. It tells us that computing fast will be useful.
So it doesn't mean that it's not useful. It's just not defining artificial intelligence correctly.
Well, I just wish they hadn't used the word, because if you substitute a computer program, I was interviewed yesterday by the New York Times about a painting. AI did this painting. I said, can we just say a computer program did this painting? Because AI, when you see a painting that was done by anybody, what's your first thought? I wonder what the artist was thinking. Well, the artist wasn't thinking anything here. The artist was just copying other paintings and computing and how to figure out how to make a new painting that looked like
So what you're saying is people are using the term incorrectly, perhaps in order to get more funding, to draw attention to something, and that's very similar actually to what we saw in the 80s.
That's exactly what's going on. Also, you have all these people who are saying, like Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking, are very afraid of AI. Do you know what AI is? Have you done any work in AI? I mean, if I said I was very afraid of physics, it would kind of look stupid, wouldn't it?
Okay, so do you think Elon Musk literally then does not know enough about AI to make a judgment about when?
Hasn't a clue.
Really?
Hasn't a clue. When he's saying AI, I suppose he means self-driving cars. And in my day, we were working on self-driving cars too. Do you have to be like a human, think like a human to do a self-driving car? Well, only some of the time. When you're trying to decide whether to kill a cat or a kid because you're going to have to kill one of them, that's human thinking.
But we are seeing that technology being used at this moment to some degree. We are seeing autonomous vehicles in operation. We've had
You're not going to get me in one.
Because you don't think the technology's safe?
Yes, because I know it doesn't have any judgment. And a driver, when somebody drives you, like them to make some judgment sometime about whether to zig or whether to zag, which is more dangerous. Is the truck likely to cause more damage hitting you, or the sports cars cause more damage? I mean, you have to be able to make some judgments based upon past experience.
And we're simply not capable of doing that yet with the technology.
Well, we don't know how to encode past experience. And these things do not rely on past experience. They rely on very fast counting and past pattern matching, which I'm not saying isn't useful. It's not my definition of AI.
We heard this week that American philanthropist Steve Schwarzman was donating $350 million to MIT. It's a $1 billion program to accelerate research, advancement in artificial intelligence. Is that what we need at this stage? Perhaps less talk on the back end about artificial intelligence being used. Well,
I don't know, because honestly, when I saw that, I wondered, because there are plenty of people at MIT, my age guys, who are just as annoyed by this as I am, all right? And I was wondering who was going to get that money. Because if you're doing is all the people who are doing fast computing, that's not AI, and it's not exciting to me, and I don't know what's going to come of it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not hurting anybody. But the AI that needs to be worked on is somebody that can replace you and have a really good interview with me and ask intelligent questions that on the fly, based upon what I just said. We're not even near that.
I'm very relieved about that. That's all I can tell you. So, okay, we should be using the term artificial intelligence, or not using the term artificial intelligence. We should be using the term fast computing. There's nothing wrong with that. It can create medical advancements, humanitarian aid advancements, but it's not artificial intelligence. Is that
Well, I don't know what it can do or can't do. It has to be explored. But what you're hearing, I mean, IBM was busy promoting this program that made no sense whatsoever. And you may remember an ad where they were interviewing Bob Dylan, and it said, well, I see that you say love fades. And he goes, oh, yes. Really? Because Bob Dylan is from my era. He was an anti-war protest singer. He never used the word anti-war or protest in a single song. So Watson wouldn't have any idea because all they're doing is counting words.
So basically, we are misusing the term. That's the bottom line here, artificial. And you're concerned that when people realise that we're simply not as advanced as we think we are in AI, actually the funding could dry up.
Well, I think that will happen because that's what happened last time. And they were busy promoting expert systems, so I'd just be like experts, which used a bunch of rules. And I, at the time, said, yeah, except humans don't reason from rules. We reason from cases, from past experiences. This one's like that one. They weren't doing that. I said, so this isn't going to work. And it didn't. And a lot of people lost a lot of money, but probably not the venture capitalists who are promoting it.
Interesting. Roger, fantastic to talk to you. It's going to be fascinating to watch. Roger Schank speaking there.